What is up, guys? It's your boy Enigma. The gameplay you're gonna be seeing today is just me playing some pubs. I was just grinding some Infinite Warfare on pubs. And today what I wanted to do in this video is to talk about my thoughts on Infinite Warfare. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but honestly I've just been procrastinating a lot and I've been pretty busy playing this game. I'm not very good at this game. I think that's because of the lack of aim assist. If you guys haven't noticed, there's a severe lack of aim assist in this game compared to Black Ops 3. This is very new for me. I was an AR player in Black Ops 3. I was very dependent on my aim assist, which this game has made me realize. And so basically what I've been doing for the past few days, for the past week, is I've really just been grinding this game. I remember actually playing 8 hours straight just to get better at this game. And what I wanted to do in this video is to just talk about how I feel about this game. I'm gonna be drawing comparisons in this game to Black Ops 3, simply because Black Ops 3 was our most recent previous COD. And in this game, I'm gonna say that it feels not as smooth as Black Ops 3. Like, the movement system in Black Ops 3 was very, very smooth. You could chain from running to sliding to jumping and wall running. And granted, you can do this in this game too, but the movement just feels a little bit more clunky. And in Black Ops 3, compared to Black Ops 3, I don't know why, but even the sprinting in this game feels a little bit clunky. It might be frame rate issues, I'm not sure. I've heard of a lot of frame rate issues on Reddit, but at the moment, I just feel like the movement system in Black Ops 3 was smoother than in Infinite Warfare. I also like the maps in Black Ops 3 as well. I felt like the maps in Black Ops 3 were very straightforward, in the sense that, if you guys didn't notice, the maps in Black Ops 3 had like 3 lanes, okay? Let's just take Fringe for example. Fringe had basically train, it had mid, and it had dubs, or tin, or whatever you want to call it. And basically that was their 3 lanes. And it was a very straightforward map, you know. Basically, you knew what you had to do, you knew the positions, you knew everything. In this game, it's not. In this game, it's bigger than Black Ops 3 maps, and there are a lot more spots that you need to cover. You need to be more aware of different corners, you need to be more aware of different spots, especially if you play hardpoint or anything. You need to make sure that you check your corners, and you need to be ready for a lot more spots than you did in Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, you could look at maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 spots. In this game, you definitely have more to look at. I don't think that's necessarily bad. I think it raises the skill gap, because now, you know, better players are obviously going to be better at checking their corners, winning their gunfights, getting better positioning on the map, and I don't really find that as a problem. In terms of guns in this game, I'm gonna say that I feel like the guns are fun. I love the K-bar. The K-bar just melts people. I love the iron sights on it. It feels so good. And even though it's like a fully automatic assault rifle, the accuracy on this gun isn't bad. You can compare it to the HVK in Black Ops 3, but this gun just feels better. I feel like it has faster fire rate than the HVK, and it still has better accuracy than it. And the iron sights is just really good. Like, look at that. You don't need optical attachments. I felt that the iron sights on most of the ARs in this game are great. I run the Type 2 with iron sights, I run the NV4 with iron sights. The only gun I don't run with iron sights, I think, is the Volk. Although, I'm gonna say that I don't think the iron sights are necessarily that bad either. It's just something about the reflex sight that pisses me off, and the elo sight isn't that great either. Apart from that, I'm gonna say that I think energy weapons are pretty fun. I especially like using the ERAD SMG. It's an energy SMG. It's really fun to use. There's like 0 recoil, and because the time to kill in this game is so fast, the dominant type of weapons in this game are going to be fully automatic assault rifles or submachine guns. You might remember how in Black Ops 3 the gun that dominated was the M8. You could just post up on a head glitch, you could just pick people off. This game isn't like that. This game, sure, you can post up on a head glitch, you know, you can take cover, but most of the time you're gonna be having to challenge gunfights. This game is very fast paced, which I didn't think was gonna be so at first, simply because the trust meter in this game is actually less than in Black Ops 3. Like, Your trust meter in this game runs out faster than in Black Ops 3, which means that in Black Ops 3 you could essentially jetpack further, you could trust further. You know, you had more trust to move around, to do spontaneous actions with, you know, movement. But in this game, you don't. There's less in your trust meter, and so I thought it would be more of a boots on the ground kind of COD. And in a sense, it has, I guess. There's no jetpacking. Like, if you guys played Redwood S&D, you would know that there are times when your enemy could just run around on trees super high in the air and just jump onto you. I don't find that happening to me a lot in this game, but it does happen. I found that despite there being a lower trust meter, I'm still having a lot of gunfights against people who are flying around everywhere. Jetpacking is still a thing. I don't really like jetpacking that much, although I've never played a boots on the ground COD. Black Ops 3 was my first COD, but I do enjoy boots on the ground. I think jetpacking is, to some extent, jetpacking is fun. It's fun to add jetpacks, you know, there's movement and all that. But sometimes it's just really stupid when people can run on walls super high and they'll just fly at some insane angle. I find it very annoying and pretty stupid. Apart from that, I'm gonna say that the specialists in this game are pretty strong. If you compare the specialists in this game to Black Ops 3, I'm gonna say that Black Ops 3 specialists were more geared towards single gunfights. Like, the Tempest was more of a 1v1. I mean, basically, the specialist weapons in the game, like, you could hose people, but they could only shoot one target at a time, you know? Like, sure, the Tempest could chain, but they could only shoot one target at a time. In this game, you have the Steel Dragon, which can chain to multiple targets at once. The Ballista EM3 can also chain to multiple targets at once, I think. It's basically a sniper that has an automatic lock-on, and it shoots 3 bullets, and it can chain to multiple people. So I'm gonna say that the specialists in this game are pretty strong. However, the specialists in this game charge up really slow. You might not notice this in public matches, but in competitive matches in the CWL rule set, the payload charge rate is decreased. I think this was Infinity Ward's decision at making the game more old school in a sense, since a lot of pros did not like the specialists. And this was good. Basically, you don't get your specialists as fast. And there's been times where, a lot of the times where I've played a match and like, I could finish the entire hardpoint to 250 points and I wouldn't even get my specialist then. I also have to say that the traits in this game are pretty balanced. I don't see any of them being OP. A lot of people have said that the rushdown trait on the Synaptic rig is OP. It's basically where it gives you an advanced warfare movement dash where you can have a short burst of speed towards any direction. I don't think that's necessarily OP, but I can see why some people find it annoying, where you can quickly peek corners. I just really don't find it that bad. I'm gonna say that my favorite combat rig has to be the Merc. I absolutely love the Steel Dragon. It's a lot of fun. I like Infusion as well. The regeneration rate, the time to regen health in this game is slower, I feel, compared to Black Ops 3, which means you definitely gotta have to be smarter in your engagements when you play hardpoint. You can't immediately challenge people if you're weak. You're not going to be able to make hero plays as much as you could in Black Ops 3, which means this game is going to reward a lot more tactical and smart plays, which is good. It increases the skill gap, and it's going to, basically it's going to reward smarter players, which means that if you want to succeed in this game, you got to get better, you got to play smarter, you got to practice more, which is good. I think that you should be rewarded for playing smart instead of pointless aggression. I also like the trait. What was it? I think it was Man-at-Arms. Yeah, I run Man-at-Arms in every public match simply because I think in this game you can run out of ammunition very, very fast. I think that's because of the high fire rate of all the fully automatic assault rifles. So Man-at-Arms basically spawns you in with full ammo. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna say overall, I don't like this game that much. Black Ops 3 was a very fun game for me. I loved competitive. Pubs at the beginning of the year pissed me off quite a lot. But then over time it just grew on me. The pubs were really, really fun in Black Ops 3. This game's pubs, I don't know, I find it pretty annoying. especially since for some reason I have weird connection issues. When I play on pubs, I'll go from a 4-bar connection to a 1-bar connection. I just don't understand. But in terms of competitive in this game is really fun. So far I've tried a little bit of uplink competitive, but I've played a lot of hardpoint competitive and S&D competitive in 8s. S&D competitive is really good. I think that's just because of the size of the map, because of how many ways you can play that, because of all the doorways, all the halls. There's so many ways to play it, and I feel that it's really fun. You have to check a lot of your stuff. You have to be prepared for a gunfight coming out from anywhere. So I think that S&D in this game is really good. Hardpoint, however, is pretty bad in this game. I think that's due to the spawns. The spawns in Hardpoint right now are pretty bad. A lot of people complain about the spawns on Hardpoint. A lot of people on Reddit are asking Infinite Warfare to fix their spawns, and I do agree with that. However, I don't think the spawns are as bad as some people say they are. I find myself being able to predict spawns pretty easily in this game, especially on maps like Breakout. Breakout is a map where the spawns make sense. I don't find anything really wrong with them. Sure, they might spawn on a different spawn site and a little bit closer to the hill, but I think that's the way that Infinity Ward made it. I mean, with a 3-second delay, I mean, if you spawn them a little bit closer to the hill, I think that makes sense. That's not that bad. However, there are some spawns that are just really weird, really stupid. Like in Throwback, when for some reason your enemies can spawn mid for no reason. Like spawning mid spawns you really close. It gives you access to a lot of the hills, and I don't see why the mid spawn is always open. I just don't see why. But competitive is pretty fun, even with the 3-second hardpoint delay. Competitive is very fun, S&D especially. But at the moment, I'm just gonna say that I don't like this game that much. It's okay, but it's not great. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below. And as always, it's your boy Enigma. Have a fantastic day. Peace.